Only 1 hour left. This is about your daughter. This Wednesday she will. Archangel Michael says, a dark silence is circling around your daughter, and it's not by accident. This Wednesday, a situation will unfold that can't be ignored any longer. Someone's waiting for her to step into something that could affect everything. The clocks are ticking closer. There's a shadow creeping in, and it's not visible with the ordinary eye. Something was arranged behind closed doors, involving her name and her movements. She has no idea what is brewing for her. But you, the chosen one, are being warned in advance for a divine reason. This is not a coincidence. This is destiny ringing your door. Archangel Michael says, what she touches on Wednesday will either heal or harm, depending on who shows up. This isn't a typical day. A person from her recent past has something in hand, something they've been holding on to, watching the right moment to use. This is tied to her school, her path, or a personal connection she thought was harmless. You will notice a sudden shift in her energy on Tuesday night. The air will be heavier, the surroundings unusually tense. On Wednesday morning, she may pause before stepping out, or forget something important. That's not forgetfulness, that's divine interruption. Someone doesn't want her to walk into what's coming. She's being discussed secretly. A woman and a man already sat together with her name on paper. They are not just gossiping, they are planning something with motive. Your daughter's grace has intimidated someone. They smile with her in daylight and target her in shadows. It's time to rise and defend her with truth and awareness. Type Amen to get blessing 333. She may act normal, but inside, a spiritual alarm is ringing. You may have already noticed her sleep changing, her behavior shifting slightly. That is not growing up, it's the impact of hidden energies. If she's avoiding someone, trust that instinct. If she's restless around certain friends, it's not just discomfort. Someone around her is not true. There's a peer who has become the messenger of manipulation. She will receive a message before Wednesday, something that seems casual, but read it carefully. Between the lines, something else is hiding. One person in her circle is preparing to make her look wrong publicly. They believe they are clever enough to hide it, but the divine light is already revealing it. To you, parent of strength, there's a mark on her path this week, but if you interfere now, it can be erased before it lands. Heaven is sending this message in urgency, not fear, but preparation. Comment, I receive this divine insight. The woman who pretends to adore your daughter is hiding envy. She imitates your daughter silently and mocks her secretly. Her smile is the sharpest mask. If your daughter has been withdrawn or unusually quiet, it's because she senses betrayal. And on Wednesday, that betrayal is scheduled to unfold. But heaven won't stay silent. Archangel Michael says, he will place a hedge of spiritual fire around your daughter, but only if you acknowledge the signs. Her name will be spoken at a gathering. Someone is hoping her absence will be their opportunity. She may even be offered something on Wednesday. Something that looks like a chance, a reward, or an honor. But it holds weight that can trap. Behind that opportunity is a secret test. It's meant to expose her to something she isn't ready for. They believe she is naive, but your prayers will prove them wrong. Type Amen to get blessing 981. You must pay attention to a woman who came into her life recently. Maybe a mentor, a teacher, or a relative-like figure. Her intentions are layered in false guidance. This woman has seen your daughter's potential and is redirecting it for her own gain. She pretends to protect, but secretly competes. That's why your daughter's spirit seems clouded lately. Listen to your daughter closely on Monday night. Her words will drop clues unconsciously. Her soul is trying to reach you before the moment arrives. If she's suddenly drawn to a new group or tempted to skip something important, stop it. That's part of the detour created by hidden forces. They're plotting her redirection. There's an object around her room that's carrying someone's emotion. Something gifted or borrowed recently. Cleanse her space and bless it with peace. A male energy around her is watching her more than he speaks. It may appear like admiration, but it's analysis. He's learning how to control the situation from the shadows. Comment, protect her, divine light. There is someone older who envies her youth and charm. They pretend to be encouraging, but the moment she walks away, they aim to make her fall behind. If she has received an invitation this week, double-check. That place or that event may not be safe, especially if it's happening Wednesday evening. Someone's trying to pull her into a trap masked as opportunity, and the name behind it might be someone you never suspected. That's why it feels so complicated. Your daughter has a gift, a calling, a spirit that shines too brightly. It intimidates those without light. They wish to dim it before she discovers its full strength. Type Amen to get blessing 407. She must avoid confrontation this Wednesday. Silence will be her sword. Any reaction can be twisted into a weapon against her. There will be someone who tries to provoke her. It could be a friend or even a figure of authority. But she must rise with dignity, not defense. Her voice will carry more weight than she realizes. Her reaction can define her image for someone watching closely. A choice will be made based on her behavior that day. Archangel Michael says, she was born to be a leader, not a follower. That's why this resistance is growing. Darkness always tries to get ahead of destiny. They're planning something small to escalate. A rumor, a conversation, a conflict. But they don't know who she really belongs to. If your daughter is preparing for something this week, an exam, a performance, or a submission, check the documents. A small error could be used against her. There will be a moment Wednesday where she stands alone. That's the moment to send her strength through silent prayer. Her light will respond. Comment, this message is not a coincidence. A car, a phone call, a visit, 3 things may align on Wednesday. Each will carry meaning. One will be the danger, one the warning, and one the rescue. Look closely at the signs. If something delays her, don't resist it. It's divine protection. If something urges you to accompany her, do not ignore it. They are hoping to catch her unaware. But your awareness will break their rhythm. You are her divine shield. If she's acting strangely joyful, or overly distracted, it may be because she senses something but doesn't know what it is. Help her name what she feels. Type Amen to get blessing 559. Archangel Michael says, the clock is not your enemy. It is your tool. You have time left to adjust, intervene, and redirect. On Tuesday night, speak to her gently. Ask nothing. Let her speak freely. Her heart has been trying to say more than her words have carried. Someone who once hurt you may now be targeting her. The cycle is repeating in a disguised form. But this time, you are equipped to break it. She is connected to your spiritual legacy. She carries a piece of your pain and a mirror of your triumph. That's why the battle is familiar. They don't know how fiercely heaven defends chosen daughters. Even when she doesn't speak it, she is protected by realms she cannot see. Comment, cover her under divine justice. There's a dream she may have this week. Pay attention. It might feel strange or symbolic. It's a warning wrapped in mystery. This is not just about one Wednesday. It's about a pattern. A path someone is setting up with quiet persistence. This message reached you because your soul called it forth. You're not reading this by chance. You were meant to stop this before it starts. She is 1 hour away from a shift. And now, you've been handed the chance to act. To cover, to protect, and to redirect her steps. Type Amen to get blessing 444. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. She is not weak, but the forces targeting her are cunning, masked with familiarity. The threat is not loud, it is disguised in everyday conversation, in subtle shifts of tone and gaze. One woman is watching her every move like she's a rival. This is not friendship. It is silent competition, and your daughter must be made aware gently. If she suddenly loses something small, an earring, a bracelet, a key, it's not just lost. It's a sign. The energy around her is shaking loose for a reason. The girl she speaks to most casually may be the one keeping tabs on her. This girl is feeding her name elsewhere. On Wednesday, she might play both sides. Watch closely who surrounds her when she eats, talks, or laughs. Someone is rehearsing how to bring her down, and they are almost ready to act. Comment, God, open my eyes now. Your daughter's emotional outbursts lately are not random. She feels misunderstood because unseen spirits are pressing into her peace. This is spiritual pressure, not personality. Something important will happen in her room on Wednesday morning. A decision will rise in her chest. If you enter the room before she leaves, say a word of peace. Her mirror is carrying something, a reflection of another's intent. Bless her mirror, her pillow, and her shoes. Because the feet she walks with are about to be tested. A photo of her is already circulating in a chat group you don't know about. Someone wants to twist the narrative. They've been preparing to stir a storm. Type Amen to get blessing 937. She may be offered something that's been left behind by someone. Do not let her accept it casually. It is a spiritual trap designed to exchange energy. An envelope, a message, or a letter may come this week. It might not look serious, but it will trigger something inside her spirit. Help her understand its weight. They want to make her doubt herself by midweek. Their plan is not to attack her physically, it's to weaken her belief, distract her, and let her sabotage her own path. You must cover her with silence, strength, and action. Don't over-question, just observe. The signs are already there. Archangel Michael says, they are trying to label her something she's not. Don't let them. The label they place this Wednesday could last, unless it's spiritually blocked. The name of one woman keeps showing in this matter. She acts like a helper. But she's only close because she fears your daughter becoming something greater. There will be a meeting, a group gathered. They will mention your daughter's name casually, but the decision they reach could shift something permanent. You must speak light into this hour. Comment, I stand for my daughter's destiny. This woman may even reach out to you in a disguised way, offering help, advice, or a sweet favor. But her tongue is split, she smiles at you and hisses behind you. If your daughter's school or workplace has a sudden announcement, read it twice. Hidden within is a trigger point. It's subtle, but meaningful. They want to frame her into a reaction. Do not let her respond in haste. Make her see beyond the emotion. Help her read their real motives. She is more sensitive than you know. She hears whispers in places where others hear silence. That's why she withdraws at times. Her soul is sorting signals. Type Amen to get blessing 708. The food she eats on Tuesday night matters. Prepare something blessed, pure, intentional. Because what enters her body will prepare her spirit for Wednesday. If she mentions feeling watched, believe her. She's not paranoid, she is perceiving. Her soul knows what her lips can't explain. Someone will act like they forgot something just to come close to her. This is a trick. A setup masked as forgetfulness. She may be pulled aside for a conversation. Don't trust it. That one-on-one moment is part of the plan. They need isolation to plant confusion. Comment, every plan against her is broken. She may feel unusually tired on Wednesday morning. That's not just sleep, it's a draining force. Cancel what she doesn't need to do. If you hear a certain name repeatedly this week, take note. The person behind that name holds a key to this. They are closer than you think. There's a hidden photograph or document someone's holding. They want to use it out of context. That's why your daughter must be guarded in how she presents herself. Archangel Michael says, Heaven is not silent. You've been chosen as her protector. That's why this message found you at this hour, not tomorrow, not later. There is someone in uniform or authority who will be involved. They may appear neutral, but their silence speaks louder than words. They are aware of something. Type Amen to get blessing 884. Even her digital life needs watching. This week, someone may impersonate her or try to access her details. Tighten her boundaries. Check what she shares online. Someone is collecting her words. They are trying to paint an image that is not true. A message may appear to come from someone she knows, but it's false. This is spiritual phishing. Warn her to question every message that doesn't feel right. Something about her footwear matters. One pair carries the wrong energy. Ask her to wear something fresh, cleansed, and blessed. Comment, her feet will walk on safe paths only. A male figure who pretends to admire her is reporting about her to someone else. His role is to extract, not protect. Let her be cautious without fear. There's a party or gathering coming up. She may be excited, but it may not be for her benefit. Ask the right questions with wisdom, not worry. The woman who pretends to encourage her is planning to block her behind the scenes. That same woman will praise her on Wednesday, then twist her words elsewhere. Her phone may freeze or glitch at an odd moment. That is no error. It is a sign. Stop and look around her environment. Type Amen to get blessing 511. Archangel Michael says, you must anoint her name with favor. Say it aloud and declare peace over her identity, because they want to stain it silently. Your daughter will feel emotionally intense this week. That is the spirit realm awakening her intuition. Teach her not to ignore it. A message of false flattery will be sent. It is bait. Behind that sweet word is a trap meant to expose. They want to make her the example, but not in a good way. But if you intercept now, her name will rise stronger. Comment, she will not fall into their traps. The girl closest to her may act distant suddenly. That's not just mood, it's influence. Someone has whispered something into her ears. You'll notice a pattern. 3 people suddenly act strange. One pulls away. One questions her. One pretends to defend but disappears at the real moment. Mark Wednesday between 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. That window holds something turning. Either the trap sets, or the angels interfere, depending on your steps. They want to make her doubt her voice, but her voice will be the very thing that dismantles their setup. Teach her to speak calmly but firmly. Type Amen to get blessing 626. This moment is not to bring fear, it is to bring forward. You were chosen to receive this warning because only your awareness can shift the outcome. If you act now, the entire structure they built against her will fall before it starts. Someone has been writing about her in a journal, or storing screenshots of her. They've compiled details over time. This Wednesday, they plan to use them in a discussion or presentation that will not favor her. Your daughter may receive a compliment from someone who never speaks much. That compliment is a cover. It precedes a betrayal. Don't let her fall into the comfort of that false sweetness. If she forgets to carry something on Wednesday, it's divine. Let her forget. Sometimes delays are disguised as forgetfulness, but truly they are divine interventions. Comment, divine delay is protection over her. She must not walk into certain conversations this week without wisdom. If someone calls her to talk privately, watch the energy. It might not be about helping her but pulling her into drama. There's an older female figure who will pretend to defend her in front of others. But that same woman will add fuel once backs are turned. She thrives on being the center of emotional chaos. Watch the text messages she gets at night. Someone is trying to push her into saying something regrettable, only to use it against her later. Guide her in choosing silence over reactions. Your daughter's image is powerful. Her presence makes insecure souls nervous. That's why they want to contain her before she even blossoms fully. Type Amen to get blessing 771. Archangel Michael says, a person will pretend to be sick or troubled just to get her attention. They will try to draw her into emotional entanglement before Wednesday. She must protect her peace, not everyone else's chaos. There's someone in her circle who is observing and copying her moves, but they want to become her while quietly working to erase her influence. This mimicry is not admiration, it is a spiritual invasion. You'll notice she avoids a certain name or avoids eye contact when that person is mentioned. That is the person who carries envy and judgment. Her silence is a cry to stay away. You are not just a parent, you are her guardian soul. Your prayers are more powerful than you realize. Speak over her bed before she sleeps on Tuesday night. Comment, cover her mind, her steps, her spirit. If she suddenly shows interest in changing her appearance or behavior drastically this week, it's not random. Someone has made her question her identity subtly. She is picking up on hidden mockery. On Wednesday, a camera may be pointed toward her. Whether in school, in public, or online, it's a moment that will be used beyond that day. Make sure her energy and expression are anchored in strength. She must not borrow anything this week: clothes, accessories, or even emotional burdens. What she carries must be hers and hers alone. Borrowed energies carry hidden attachments. The air around her changes when she walks into certain rooms. Pay attention to where she suddenly becomes silent or hesitant. That space holds the most resistance. Type Amen to get blessing 482. There is an assignment meant to throw her off her goals. Not in one moment, but slowly. Delays, confusion, and missing details are all part of this intentional interference. Check her emails or forms if she asks for help. A small error will be magnified by someone who secretly hopes she fails. That person holds power, but they misuse it behind a polite tone. The name of a location, possibly her school, a class, a group, or a building, is about to change its energy. A shift in control is happening. A woman is influencing it to her advantage. Someone has already inserted your daughter's name into a false story, but they are afraid to speak it aloud yet. They're waiting until Wednesday to bring it up in public view. Comment: her name will not be stained. If she wears jewelry with emotional ties this week, cleanse it, because emotions stick to metal and fabric. Let her wear symbols of protection and purity only. If she wakes up anxious on Wednesday, don't dismiss it. That's her soul preparing for something ahead. Let her ground herself in light before stepping out. If her left hand feels heavy, or she fidgets unusually, that's her intuition trying to speak. A decision is near, and her spirit is aware, even if her mind is unsure. She may be called into something suddenly on Wednesday. An invitation, an opportunity, a conversation. But behind it is a choice that will linger long after. Type Amen to get blessing 205. Archangel Michael says, her presence carries spiritual weight. That's why people notice her even when she tries to stay quiet. That's why people project their shadows onto her light. But this is not just about others. It's about her own awakening. She is about to realize her voice, her gift, her higher self. And those who can't rise with her want to bring her down. This Wednesday is not her destruction, it is her test. And if she passes, her next elevation begins. That's why the enemy is fighting now, not later. There's a male figure, possibly a teacher, guide, or leader, who is meant to see her in truth. But someone is feeding him lies to distort his view. That's why clarity must be summoned. Comment: let every distorted view be corrected now. Your daughter's true friend will show on Wednesday, not by words, but by action. Watch who stands beside her when tension rises. That's the soul you can trust. There is a digital footprint being created without her knowing. Someone is saving her photos, posts, or conversations. Their intent is not celebration, it's manipulation. Do not allow her to go alone where she is unsure. If her gut hesitates, honor it. Even angels pause at certain thresholds. What appears delayed this week is really divine. She may cry over it now, but heaven is positioning her for a bigger revelation ahead. Type Amen to get blessing 908. On the surface, Wednesday might look like a normal day. But beneath, layers are shifting. Spirits are moving. Energies are preparing. She will cross paths with someone this week who carries ancestral envy. It's not personal, it's generational. But the soul recognizes light and either honors or attacks it. Your daughter's name is written in a destiny scroll so bright, even those who claim to love her are blinded. That's why you must shield her, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Someone will say something casual on Wednesday, but your daughter will remember it for a long time. It will stick. That word is designed to plant a doubt or define her wrongly. Comment: her identity belongs to God, not the world. She will hear her name in a way that feels off. That's your sign. Her spirit will notice the tone before her mind processes it. You will be given a dream, a moment, or a flash that connects everything. Trust it. Your discernment is rising with this warning. This message came not just for you, but through you. You are the bridge between her innocence and her ascension. Guard it well.